Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Do We Know Them? Episode 52.
I don't have anything to say about this number.
Yeah, I know. Same. I was going to say something, and then I didn't. Today's episode is going to be a mainly one topic episode because number one, we're filming this a little bit close to when you guys are seeing it, and I'm scared. But number two, this is a situation that I've been seeing everywhere, and I just don't know what the fuck anything's about. And so Lily put together a Google Doc, and you know what that means. We're going to be here a hot minute.
Well, I do want to throw out there, I'll preface this whole episode with, I feel like I'm familiar, I know what's going on, and I have followed it, but also I just don't know any of the people involved. Do we know them? Literally no. Not even a little bit. First time I'd ever heard most of their names. So I may be missing some of the more nuanced parts of it.
What's new every time we talk about anything?
Exactly. But I think I have all of the main points, and we're gonna kind of go over them generally. I'm not gonna get super specific. We're not gonna be watching a bunch of videos because it's a lot of hour-long responses to things, and it's just we don't have time for that.
I thought that when you were telling me about this that you were misspelling Illuminaughtii. That's how out of this I am. I'm like, what? I don't get it.
I think I brought it up to Jesse because it's been a couple weeks. It was 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago when it first started going down. There was just a recent development, so I feel like it's had a resurgence. I kept bringing it up to... Again, you guys, I'm sorry if I'm squinting a lot. Literally, I can't even explain what's going on with my eye, but the light is really fucking it up right now, and it's...
Oh no.
But anyway, I just film in the dark.
Better than nothing.
Oh, that I kept bringing it up to Jessie, and she kind of didn't really acknowledge what I was saying, and then finally she was like, who is that?
I literally thought you were talking about the Illuminaughtii. I'm like, okay, Lily's on her Britney Spears bender again.
If you aren't familiar, Illuminaughtii is a YouTuber, and I would say faceless YouTuber, but we do know what she looks like. Her name is Blair. And there are pictures of her out there, not a ton, and all of her videos are just narrated, so most people probably don't know what she looks like. Her username is Illuminaughtii. It's 2 eyes, and then instead of Illuminaughtii spelled how it normally is, it's naughty.
Does she do drama videos?
She does deep dives, exposing MLMs and stuff.
Oh, okay. Interesting, because I do watch Cece Suarez who does that, but I don't know who this is.
These are much more docuseries style. And actually that will bring us into what kicked off this entire dumpster fire. I'll say up front, it is ironic to think that she is kind of a justice warrior on the internet. And then for everything that has now come out, it's interesting.
Doesn't it always go that way though?
Yeah, it seems to. That is the funniest part about this, is because she brought it all on herself. None of this had to come out. She could have just kept making her videos, mind her own business, but no.
What did she do?
It's so stupid. I see it and you as an editor, I know will also appreciate this.
Oh, Lord.
So this begins because Illuminaughtii tweets out, "Not at Legal Eagle editors, broaching my editors to take my video's style, and when they didn't give up the info, they literally copied it. And by the way, I have messages from my editors and found an email from them too. Just changed the color from purple to blue, huh? Interesting."
Wait, I'm confused. What?
So this is a tweet, it's the first of a few, where she is accusing this other YouTuber who's a lawyer, and they do a lot of factual presenting of information that is narrated. So apparently some of the editing techniques she thinks they have copied from her.
Editing techniques?
Let's see what they are.
As someone who edits a lot, there's not a whole lot of ways to do it.
How unique could you possibly be making your videos that someone is stealing your stuff? I don't...
Yeah, I'm literally trying. I mean, there's people that sell their plugins and stuff like that. And I understand if you go around and don't buy it from them and they put the effort into making it.
Get ready.
There's not a lot of ways to edit, girl. Ooh, I like that this has to do with editing. It's in our niche. I like it.
I know. So then she tweets, "So I went through my emails and found this just outright saying, quote, 'Yeah, I'm going to do this, but if you could make it easier for me, I'd appreciate it.' She posts a screenshot to an email that apparently one of Legal Eagle's editors sent Blair, and it said, 'Hey Blair, I work as an editor for Legal Eagle, and I was wondering if some of the After Effects plugins you guys use for things like the intro for the first NFL video, where the lighter colors appear to stick out in 3D. He's basically asking hey, what was the After Effects plugin you used for that effect? And he says, "We could recreate it, but I figured there's probably a faster method you guys were using. Here's the video I'm talking about, just so you know what I mean. Thanks, Danny."
That is such a normal thing to email.
Because if you guys don't know, if you're not editors, which I assume most people aren't, there are websites, which I love.
Me too.
It's literally, I'm a kid in a candy shop. I scroll through them to see the new like new additions for fun.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, what can I use now? Specifically the ones we use are Envato Elements and Motion Array.
Yeah.
And it has like templates, it has plugins, it has basically a bunch of stuff that people already made things like the neon behind us.
Yep.
I did not craft that from scratch. My technique is that I often like download like 50 templates and then I mix a bunch of elements from all of them together and then kind of create my own. It's the same as using like a stock image. Anyone can use it. It's $20 a month.
And this, like the particular email, I really am trying to find something wrong with it. And I'm like, no, I would probably send literally exactly that. Like if you just don't know where they got the plugin. And all the time I'll ask Lily when I see something, I'm like, oh, like where do you think I could find this? And Lily's really good at searching for them and stuff because you just want to know like, oh, that looks cool. I want to have that like to be able to do in another project.
And it absolutely is not any kind of like, it doesn't speak to like the editor's lazy or doesn't want to do it. It's like, why the fuck would you spend hours doing something if someone's already done it for you?
And just to put it into perspective, like these things literally take hours and hours and hours. Like I have done one time on After Effects, my own like crafted thing that I needed to do because I needed it done a specific way. And it took me like an entire day versus you could type in like a neon sign or you could type in pretty much literally think about anything and they have it. And then all you got to do is put in your like information,
and then
your
just customize
text,
it.
your whatever, and it's customized. Why would you do it any other way? You're already spending hours editing a video.
Most of the docu-style stuff I see on YouTube, they're all using pretty much the same shit. Like,
Oh, yeah.
No one's really reinvented the wheel by any means.
Yeah.
When you see what these two examples are,
Oh my God.
you're gonna shit your pants.
I'm
like,
actually
I
so
literally
excited.
don't believe that she confidently and like with any kind of sanity tweeted this out because this is what then led to her downfall. Like I wouldn't say her career is over, but like she
God.
just exposed herself completely.
A la Creepshow Art?
Yes.
Oh my God.
It's literally if Creepshow Art and had a baby.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
I know. So, get ready. Example A and example B.
Okay.
That is a paper rip effect and a highlight.
Not the highlight.
Uh-huh.
She's gonna clock us. We use the highlight all the time.
Uh-huh.
Girl, that is a color matte with wipe effect on it. Like, what are you even
Does
on
she
about?
know that you could do that with just a color matte and a linear burnt?
I'm dead. The paper is not even the same.
I know!
That is not the same effect. Like, just because it's torn paper, girly.
And like, do you know how many paper rip effects I have downloaded? Like, go look at my Oregon road trip video. I do a bunch
You
of
were ripping
maps.
paper
It's
left
like,
and right.
Are you fucking kidding? Like, that's your like burning proof?
I don't think you said, how many subscribers does she have?
Over 1 million.
Oh, I was saying these tweets were not hitting, so I'm just wondering.
1.5 million.
Okay, because her tweets literally have like 50 likes, so I'm like, oh, interesting.
Yeah, well, then she follows it up with, and TBH, I wouldn't have believed any of this. What? Believed what? That they used the same stock footage as you? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? I wouldn't have believed any of this was trying to replicate my videos, if not for the email and Discord stuff that was done preemptive to their video coming out. Like, talk about, can I copy your homework? Yeah, but just make it a little different. Oh my God, no! I couldn't pick a further off take if I tried.
Before I saw the examples, I knew she was wrong. Just because of the like code of ethics in editing doesn't involve this. Like, what are you talking
And
about?
that you just can't fathom what could they have possibly stolen, like technique-wise.
Right. And I would understand maybe, and I'm talking maybe, if she was putting in all of the work on like After Effects, making her own like plugins essentially, and they just like literally copy and paste it into it. Okay. Or like I said, if she was selling them and then they took it without buying it somehow, I don't know how they would do that. And like whatever, I would understand that. This girl, you know what Google is? You could search rip paper plugin for Premiere Pro and it's done.
You don't even have to buy them. I'm sure there's free ones. Those are just like two of the most simple things you could
Yeah.
Look at, I'm gonna YouTube search, green screen paper rip.
Oh, green screen. I didn't even think about that. Of course. If you do a green screen. No, oh my God, this is so embarrassing.
Because you can't download like alpha versions from YouTube, but this is how I get some. Yep,
There it is.
Oh look, better sue all of them.
Paper's ripping all over the place, girl. You better watch out. They
Shit,
came for your
they
ass.
are all copying Illuminaughtii. This is insane.
Interesting. And I'm very excited about this downfall. Like, what? How did this lead to a downfall?
Get ready. Oh, here's another. One more tweet. I don't know if this was all the right order, but it doesn't matter. Also went to my Discord server to try and get more to cop the style.
Cop the style.
The same guy that emailed said, also, is there any way I could talk to one of the video editors? I edit for Legal Eagle and wanted to know how they did a specific effect. And then he had said, I've emailed in the past, but I got no response, so I thought I'd try here. It's like the most innocent
I know.
request. It's just like, hey, what do you use for your highlight plugin?
Does she edit her own videos or she has people editing hers?
I think she has people editing.
I feel like she has to, because if you edit yourself, you would know how stupid all of this is. You'd be like, oh yeah, whatever. This is the one I use, buddy. Have fun with it.
Well, I mean, as we continue, you're going to see that I think she maybe is a little unhinged and has some kind of delusions. Like, honestly, maybe she did think that this was stealing her style because her ego is that big.
Oh, okay. Well, that would explain it.
Obviously is a problem. So now we're going to talk about a couple people that came out after that happened. Because, you know, as soon as you expose yourself, everyone's going to be like, oh, by the way, she did this to me.
Oh, yeah. On the internet? Yes, girly. I know all about that.
Exactly. So 2 very long Twitter threads came out after this. And it's from 2 of the guys that were in a collab channel that she did with them. And it was called Sad Milk.
Just saying. I always thought collab channels were weird, but that's just a side note.
I just don't understand how they make any money.
Yeah. Let's split this $2,000 5 ways.
Yeah, like literally, I'm like, especially if it's like, I don't know what kind of content they totally did, but like, I don't know, like, I just can't, like, we couldn't split our income with a third person.
No, absolutely not.
Sorry, guys, not going to be a trio anytime soon. But so they had 171,000 subscribers. Oh, by the way, Legal Eagle has 2.83 million subscribers.
Maybe that contributed to her being upset because she's like someone more popular.
It was like a bigger channel taking from.
Yeah,
sure. So Sad Milk included a few people, 2 of which were a YouTuber named The Click, who has 1.23 million, and the other one's name is Wonderstruck, and both of them ended up putting out videos as well, but they started with just Twitter threads.
Oh my god. How did I miss all of this? I've been playing just Fortnite, I guess, too much. I didn't even know this was happening.
I edited 2 videos now about it for Angelica, so that's really given me the insight.
Right.
But The Click says, oh my god, there's 16 tweets. I'll try and read fast. Cold read. Don't know if I can handle it. So 4 days later, after I think people had probably just started talking about how she's clearly insane, he says, hey peeps, I've seen the recent drama regarding Illuminaughtii, and I would like to clarify I'm not affiliated with her and haven't been for over 2 years. I left her and her collaboration group, Sad Milk, due to similar behavior as seen in the recent events. Lashing out at friends and fans, paranoia, and generally poor anger management, to name a few. Eventually, I believe pretty much the whole group left her. The last meeting I ever had, she spent half an hour, I think, hard to know, screaming at me for an array of random things, calling me a bad friend, lazy, and a bunch of random accusations that didn't really have anything to do with me.
Ooh, trigger warning.
In quotes, so quote from her, he says, there's no way you can have the resume you claim and be this fucking stupid, and so on. No one even raised their voice back at her.
Oh my god.
I left along with several other members, half the group at the time. She spent the next few months spreading lies and half-truths about us on a Sad Milk Reddit page and vague posts on Twitter. I still have all the screenshots. She would turn friends against you or specifically team up with people she knew didn't like you, so she had allies against you. Rallying mainly banned problematic community members known to be liars and conflict seekers. When people started questioning maybe that she was the reason everyone left, there was a convenient updating of 11 to 14-year-old videos of me. Stuff I made back when I started my channel in 2009 when I was a teenager, and as you can probably guess, some of the jokes from that time aged like milk. I publicly owned up to my past mistakes and apologized, doing my best to be transparent, open, and honest about my past. She would still harp on it, ignoring the fact that it had already been addressed, trying to direct as much attention to it as possible, publicly stating it was a bad apology, along with vague posting about it and comments on the collaboration channel. Maybe in an attempt to get people to assume I had been kicked out for poor behavior rather than leave because of her own behavior. She, assuming it was her that had channel access, also liked to pull what I can only describe as very petty acts of revenge. For example, some people left comments on the collaboration channel saying, good that Click left. They obviously got ratioed hard because people were there for the creators. She would manually go in and delete the ratio in comments, but leave the original hate comment.
Oh my god.
She tried to gain control of my Discord when it surpassed hers in size by tossing around accusations at staff and trying to get rid of my team and replacing it with hers. Giving me the ultimatum to fire my entire senior team or be publicly fired from Sad Milk myself.
Senior team?
I know.
Who are these people?
I was still a YouTube freshie at the time, and she was quite intimidating, claiming connections and clout, reputation, and powerful friends, so everyone stayed mostly silent and had to constantly look over our shoulders for the next year. None of us were even mentioning the whole thing. We were even worried about talking in our own Discords as it became apparent she had spies within our moderation ranks. We were just hoping it wouldn't have our reputation completely destroyed for simply walking away. This is just a brief summary of events. It's sad to see that she hasn't changed.
Why did you not give me a trigger warning? This is literally bringing like war flashbacks.
I mean, I kind of gave you a warning when I said that it was
God, this is so bad.
So after Wonderstruck also makes a thread that I'll read in a sec, she makes a video that is like addressing everything.
Oh no,
And
this is creep show art.
it is. It literally, the video like sounds like it's too.
Oh Lord. Is it still up or has she taken it down by now?
Oh no, it's still up.
Oh, slay. Okay.
After she posted it, she's been uploading regularly. Like her content, she's uploaded like a lot of videos.
You know what? That actually works. If you just keep on keeping on, people will get tired and they will stop.
So she uploads a video called Illuminaughtii Exposed that is 42 minutes long. In that video, I think the first half applies to the Legal Eagle stuff.
The first half of 42 minutes is her talking about the paper rip?
Literally. Like, and this also, because that spawned another guy to like, that had a bunch of followers to call her out for plagiarism, which like wasn't really plagiarism, but it just turned into this whole mess that honestly, the least important part of this. But she focuses a lot on that. Then she moves on to the Click and Wonderstruck, and she brings up these allegations against the Click about him, like, I guess, enabling a pedophile to be, like, allowing a pedophile to exist within his Discord, claiming that she and other people had, like, alerted him and that he did nothing, which then he eventually makes a video responding to all of this and then exposing her more for being a horrible person. But he explains it literally happened while he was asleep. All of it was resolved by the time he woke up. It literally was like 3 a.m, and literally by the time he woke up, they'd kicked the person out of the Discord, but like,
oh my God.
It just wasn't like an immediate reaction because it was literally the middle of the night.
I've always said this, but the balls that people have to get on camera, or was she on camera or was she narrating it?
No, faceless.
Okay, well, the balls that you have to get in front of your audience, you're literally clinging on to bullshit about people when you know it's bullshit, but you're just like, okay, I have this on them, like that's what I'm gonna go for. Like, how do you have, like, then you edit it into the video and then you put it out, like, how?
Not to mention, more specifically, throwing out pedophile allegations? Are you kidding? I don't know how you could just throw that around so casually.
But when you deal with people like this, nothing they do makes sense other than in their brain, it's just this thing that's like, just ruin that person, just ruin them. However you have to do it, just ruin them.
The revenge gene.
It's just blind revenge, I guess, because it's like, if the situation was resolved, let's say, and it's not true, what are you doing talking about it? You know the internet, right? Like, we can just check for ourselves.
It's because he made her look bad, so she has to make him look bad.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's like,
I know it well. I know it well, girly. I know the game.
yes. And again, it's never just responding to the things that made her look bad. It's bringing up these other random, it's like, what did that have to do with anything?
They'll never do that. It's a deflection game. Honestly, I don't want to be a Shane Dawson and like how he was with the word sociopath, but narcissism, this smells like it. I can't diagnose over the internet, nor can I diagnose in general, but this smells like narcissism.
I have watched so many videos now after some things online
Yep.
that they would get recommended to me, and
Same.
I'd watch and I would literally be in awe because I'm like, oh my God, that check.
You know, the biggest one for me when I saw it was like, the narcissist, never call them out for what they are. They will spin it on you and be like, you're a narcissist. You are literally a
narcissistic
gaslighter.
abuser?
Yeah, and you're literally like, what do I do? Like, this person is literally like, it just makes you feel so insane. This smells like that, because to accuse someone of like enabling a pedophile is right up a narcissist like pipeline. Like, you know, it's like this thing of like, you know that's not true, but you're like, yeah, I'll go for that. Fuck it. Like, why
And
not?
they pick things that are so heinous that like they know everyone would hate that. So it's not like something like some people would be okay with. It's like, no, everyone will cancel them for that.
Again, we don't know that she's a narcissist, but it just smells like it. I smell it. I don't
seems to
know
be
it.
exhibiting some of the tendencies. What's ironic about all of that too is, like I said, the revenge gene. A lot of these situations, there is no revenge to be like nothing happened to need to provoke the revenge. I mean, in this case, it was him speaking out against her. But like when the channel disbanded, even though that she caused that, no one did anything.
Went out
like,
and did an exposed video or anything like that.
Like, it wasn't like they all ended on horrible, horrible terms. They just weren't great because she sounds horrible. There might be more with the Click, but let's move on to Wonderstruck, who was another member of Sad Milk. He was also, at one point, her roommate.
Oh, they were roommates.
So he says, forgive me for this being scattered, emotions and all, gotta love him. A Sad Milk thread. After being threatened with a breach for speaking out, I can confirm the behavior Blair exhibits is entirely accurate here. Oh,
What's a
he's quote
breach?
tweeting the Click's thread. I feel like that's some kind of law.
Are they British?
No, I don't. No.
They
I don't
sound
think so.
British through text, but okay.
I'm aware of the bridges I burned and I remain where I am. After Sad Milk split, it was a constant negative echo chamber that I took part in. Regardless, I used to edit for Sad Milk. Blair made no effort to take direction. She made everything about herself. Sad Milk at the time was the nearest thing to family I had, which sounds pathetic, but the content creator space is a very isolating one. The amount of hours I would spend online making drafts, editor tutorials for new hires, staying up late to get some editing in if editors were shorthanded. I missed Christmas with my brother and father fixing the mistake of the editor she hired and didn't even get a thank you, and it took me more than half a month to get paid. Meanwhile, she delays payments to editors so she can purchase expensive clothes, visit BMW dealerships, and spend hundreds on food in a day. While I hold my beliefs towards certain matters, every month or so, there was a new villain of the week. And they would one second be a normal person in our lives, and the next, suddenly, a hidden monster through, you guessed it, Blair's mouth. To say Sad Milk split on creative differences is a joke. It's a flat-out lie. Again, I'm aware of the bridges burned, but I can confirm that call took place where she screamed, cursed, and had a meltdown towards not the clique and one topic at a time, who I assume is one of the other members. It was a train wreck. It was supposed to be a fun group project, and we had become profitable, even to a small extent.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Blair wanted creative lead, and we went from doing fun creative topics, more in line with the Reddit we would all cover on our own channels, to doing unenthusiastic view content. Blair took control and wouldn't listen to how the video should be made, and so we got hyper loud music with childlike sprites paired with adult humor, which just made being part of Sad Milk humiliating. My friends and I would watch Sad Milk and laugh not at the content, but at how awful it had become. Not due to anyone not being entertaining, but the lack of quality control. It was an editorial nightmare. It's in part why I stopped editing, because my really well-made content got roped into that by proxy. Blair did not care. It was hers, and anyone who dared to try and take the reins was a threat. After Click, OT, and Salty left, I did almost all of the heavy lifting, which is a thankless job for being small on the internet. I tried making us schedules. I motivated Blair during another mental breakdown of hers not to delete the channel or the Discord, since I had actively read through the comments on both, and we had people who we mattered to. After months of behind-the-scenes insults towards Click and OT, it became so stale and negative. We all took part in that, but after it going on for so long, it just became day after day, Blair would sit and check Click and OT's social blade. She would even make fake accounts
Why
to
did you
stalk
not
them.
give me a trigger warning for real? This is awful.
I've tried to warn
This is
you.
literally, I'm gonna throw up. Like, I actually feel sick.
Not just them, but a large portion of the commentary community. I've personally seen her try and get a lawyer to shut down anyone who says anything against her, and they ruined her day by saying, yeah, we can't really do anything.
Slay.
A couple other key things, though, that he says then in his response video, because she frames it very differently, you can imagine. Well, one, she talks about his mental health without her consent. Or she talks about his mental health without his consent, including, trigger warning, his suicide attempt and depression.
Wow.
Which he then is like,
Wow.
I did not say that that was okay for her to discuss. Like, he discusses it in his video, but she does first in hers that predated his. Also, I guess there was something with so he lived with her, and I don't know what the rent situation was, if there was contention there, but I guess she also insisted on getting him this car that he did not want, but she insisted on, and then she held it over his head and was super control.
Oh,
just
wow.
anything to exert any kind of control over
Yeah,
his life.
absolutely. I even think it's probably the most minor part of that entire thread, but that whole part of him having to edit on Christmas, there is no world. I think we had to edit around Christmas, but we were late with that upload, and we're with our family. We're not gonna do this.
And that's if I just didn't have anything
Yeah.
to do. It's I wouldn't cancel plans to do that. And for a collab channel?
That's what I'm saying, and that's what makes all of this kind of interesting too, because we do technically have a collab channel, but it's just me and you. We have no editors. We have nobody. We will eventually, I think, hire someone to maybe do our TikTok stuff or whatever, because we suck at that. But we get decent amount of views. We are posting regularly, and splitting everything 50-50 is rough, girl. We're trying to struggle out here. How do you have 4 people and you have 3 editors? Hello? What? I'm so confused.
She couldn't have been doing too much of the work if she's doing her own channel
But
too.
are these people just getting $200 a video or something? How do they afford this?
That part of it does. I said earlier, that part doesn't really make sense to me. I don't see the point in collab channels.
No.
Because this is a new venture, I would say. Collab channels feel like side projects when you're actually, your main focus is your channel.
True.
Our main focuses aren't really our personal channels.
That's facts.
Okay, so I'm what's next on
No,
the-
but not this all literally triggering me. Interesting. I actually don't feel well.
It also, though, does make it so clear that this isn't a one-off situation.
Never.
This is a consistent problem that is an infection that gets into people's brains when they get famous on the internet.
I've said it before. People like this will always, and I mean in every aspect of their life, encounter themselves in the same situation because they cannot help it. They are always gonna be that way with everyone, even people whom they love for a short amount of time, new friends they make, best friends, boyfriends, husbands, anything. I'm like, I don't wish this for them, but the common denominator is you're always gonna find yourself in the same spot because you are that person who does this to people and who pushes people and like whittles them down to like this little shell of like a person who's scared of interacting with you.
Well, and it's because it's all not rooted in any kind of actual relationship. It's all rooted in just their personal, like them trying to get the next step up.
Yeah, there's no like real depth to it with people like this, unfortunately, because when you're in it, you think there is. You would like to think that if you're interacting with a human for a certain amount of time, that there's depth there. But really, these people exist in this world who just want control over people and who can't help but find themselves in a situation where they need to be better. They need to know that they can like push you down if they need to. Like they just press their little thumb and you'll do what they want.
The things that always baffles me the most and that really like kind of scares me a little bit, because this seems to be a consistent problem, having alt accounts that they go shit talk people. Is this catfish or like are we 10? I don't understand. Like
this
what
is very
are you
much
doing?
Middle school. Like when I think of this behavior, I don't couple it with being an adult at all because I cannot fathom having that kind of time. But a lot of people who are like this do
Literally
this.
just making the account, that is too much of a hassle for me.
Literally.
Like that would deter me enough.
Be like, wait, 2-step verification, girlie, I'm out.
Enter a code? Fuck that. Like I truly, like how do you have time? And you have multiple channels.
Well, she doesn't edit her own videos. That explains it. Because I don't got time for shit, girl. But like the Creepshow art thing, when that all happened, shame we didn't have this podcast at that time. But when that happened, I remember thinking, that is literally the most insane thing I've ever heard. This girl lives on fucking Reddit and lolcow and all these places that are like, to me, no offense, Reddit users, I mean slay and go off. You know, you do be helping me with topics when I need more information. But I see the people on there like on snark pages, and I'm sure there's snark pages about us, like in this podcast. Like genuinely, how do you have the time? Like especially with Creepshow art, how are you befriending people like Ready to Glare and like sending her flowers and on the same time going on a forum that night with your alt account being like, this person's a fugly slut? Like what?
Because it's all rooted in this weird jealousy competition
insecurity, jealousy, never happy with where they are.
Like even if they like the person because they admire maybe like what they've built for their channel or something, they can't bring themselves to actually appreciate them because they're like, no, I have to be better than that then.
Oh my God, yes. And when you're friends with these people in real life, you feel it. If you're in tune with any part of yourself, you feel that energy when they're like, oh my God, that's amazing. Congratulations. It's Regina George.
The people are just that are not happy for your success.
Oh, it feels so icky. Oh, this feels gross. Okay, interesting. Love this.
I haven't seen the actual post that she made, but apparently she had a Reddit account, and I'm pretty sure this is like confirmed. Like everyone has been discussing this. It's not a rumor. I don't know how it's confirmed, so sorry. Don't have the facts.
Not Zuby Schmertz.
Yeah, I know. So Blair apparently runs an alternate Reddit account named Doobie Schmertz.
I'm fucking dead.
I don't know, is that like a character for something? I'm sweating so much. Oh my God.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
To smear, stalk, and harass former employees and friends, Blair falsely presents herself as an
artist or autistic?
Autist? I don't know. Is that a term for someone that has autism?
I mean, I don't call my son an autist.
I copied and pasted this, so I didn't write that. Oh my God. Shut up.
Oh my God. Me learning my son's an autist. I love that.
I was going to say, that sounds so classy.
Interesting. So it's like saying someone's an artist with a British accent, but it's it's slang for saying they're autistic. Interesting. Okay.
Well, so that's super
Wait,
weird.
she presents herself as
pretending
autistic?
to be autistic?
Fuck her, if that's true.
A similarly named Twitter profile also exists for the same purpose. Blair apparently also made another alt account on Twitter named Doobie Ooby. What? What the fuck? Oh, so she is 10.
She's giving a 14-year-old who just smoked weed for the first time. She's like, oh, Zuby Schmertz.
But apparently Doobie Ooby 1 has only been used to follow and like the tweets made by the other fake profile, Doobie Schmertz. Do you want to know what she mixes in there? Because this one I am going to have to give you a trigger warning for.
Oh my God, stop.
She apparently, in addition to all of this, you know how the click said that she like came out with like videos that were 14 years old?
Yeah.
That's because she hired people from her Discord to
Lily.
dig up dirt on her friends and sift through all their old content.
I hate you.
I think in the past I've heard them referred to as forensic
I
analysts.
hate you with a passion. I'm just gonna call complete bullshit on that. Complete bullshit.
That's like, how do you get to that level?
No. I think what she more than likely did is what I've also seen in the past, is maybe she got close to a few fans on Discord or something who like did digging for her.
Well, I mean, that's exactly what happened, but supposedly she paid them. You would think that after people come out with such damning and incriminating information, that you would shut up and just like maybe back away.
Not these type of people.
Well, no, that's not how it works here. So she posted this on Twitter and her YouTube community page. And this is just, I think this is yesterday, maybe like a couple days ago. So Blair, after not saying anything since her exposed video, which was like a couple weeks ago now, tweets out and puts on her YouTube community page, "Hey everyone, I'm fully aware of the recent false allegations that have surfaced. I want to take a moment to publicly state that I am taking these allegations seriously, and I'm committed to rectifying this situation promptly and appropriately. I understand the concerns and potential impact these false allegations have caused. My team and I are actively working behind the scenes to gather all relevant facts. I'm committed to transparency and accountability throughout this process." Seems like maybe not. "Rest assured that I am taking decisive action to address this situation." This is all so vague. "I will provide updates and communicate any necessary actions as soon as possible."
Not her saying a lot of words, but also nothing at all.
"Thank you to those who are standing by me during this challenging time. I will not allow these false allegations to be weaponized as a way to silence my voice." Silenced. "I appreciate your patience and understanding during this challenging time. I am dedicated to upholding my channel's values and delivering on our commitments. I am confident that the truth will prevail. Sincerely, Blair Zahn." Yeah.
She's giving like a brand, like a multi-million-dollar brand that just got called out for like being racist.
My favorite response is Internet Anarchist goes, "You really should have taken the Sunny V2 approach of ghosting the drama and continuing with usual uploads." It's not far off to have someone assume, reading that this means that maybe she's gotten some legal people involved that helped her craft that statement.
Apparently she has endless money. She's just throwing at people to help her do things. I'm confused.
We don't know for sure if that's what happened, but we do know that just the next day, Wonderstruck, remember her old roommate? He tweets out, "Blair, aka Illuminaughtii, just sent me a cease and desist for speaking out against her abuse. I will not be silenced."
At least slay to her for actually sending a cease and desist and not just threatening to send one, because that's annoying. It's like, if you're gonna send it, just send it, girly. We don't got all day. And by the way, you can actually wipe your ass with a cease and desist.
Isn't it just like a warning?
It is. And so like I spoke to lawyers, and what they said was, we can send a cease and desist, and basically once you send it, you can then start to document everything and use it in court. So really everything before a cease and desist is bullshit, and everything after is like maybe evidence, probably not, and then it'll take like a 3-year fucking lawsuit. And by the way, sending a cease and desist is minimum like $1,200.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, even just like consulting with a lawyer for all of this would, like, lawyers are expensive.
I mean, I get the feeling she might have just kind of ironic, probably copied and pasted like a cease.
Could have happened.
Maybe she used a template. That's not right, Blair.
Plagiarism.
Somebody created that, and that's plagiarism.
Okay, so the last part of this, which I love, because a lot of these people, when they do this, don't think that there are going to be any consequences, and they're just defending themselves, and they're not doing anything wrong, and they don't understand that there are repercussions to being a horrible person.
And you can send as many cease and desists as you like, but when you act like an asshole and people know you're an asshole, you're always going to be known as an asshole.
And it might deter brands from wanting to work with you. This is kind of weird, I'm not gonna lie, but also kind of hilarious. Apparently multiple people tweeted HelloFresh, who has been a regular sponsor of Illuminaughtii. Here's one that made sense that they would respond to. It's someone saying, "Hey, as a consumer, I would urge you to keep your brand clean by disengaging with certain problematic people you sponsor, such as Illuminaughtii. As you can see from the comments on her videos, public opinion has turned just spreading awareness," and as some screenshots of what people are saying. HelloFresh responds and says, "Thank you for bringing this to our attention. We have stopped working with this creator and will not be working with them in the future." Another one they responded to, which Angelica put this in her video too, and she didn't understand it. I guess I could have looked it up more information about it, but we don't understand. I'll just read it. At HelloFresh, we ask nicely that you stop doing ads with this evil person. She gave her mom cancer, for God's sake, and post people's suicide letters online, and then tags Illuminaughtii.
I'm sorry.
I don't-
What? Not the fucking screen name being Blair gives mom cancer. Can you say more?
So this is confusing to me.
Because I'm confused.
One, I don't understand. What do you mean she gave her mom cancer?
I don't think you could,
that's
like it's not contagious if she has it, but I don't think she has it. But also you can't just give pivot.
I don't really understand the context there. If we are missing something, please fill us in the comments. But I find it even weirder that HelloFresh responded to this one and said the same thing.
I'm dead. I was about to say, HelloFresh's social media manager was having a day. They needed a glass of wine that day and a bubble bath. They were like, get me out of here.
And then they even responded to this, which it's someone quote tweeting the cancer one, saying, bro is almost as great of a hater as me, huh? And HelloFresh responded to that one.
No, they were just
With
like
the same
copy paste. I can't. Well, the thing is too, is like a brand's, if I've learned one thing from being a creator for a decade now, those brands will go at the drop of a hat. Like they are done. They are not going to stick around for no bullshit.
They have no
You're
loyalty.
getting canceled. You're done. No. And I mean, I don't blame them.
I mean, I don't personally feel the need to like go after people's sponsors and be like, don't work with them.
Me
Like
neither.
it feels a little like, oh my God, like we don't have anything better to do. But I'm not going to say that people like, I don't think people are totally in the wrong for doing that. But the cancer thing is like, what?
I know the cancer thing's a little confusing, kind of a curveball, but I think for the brand thing, it's part of this part of people. And I don't know if it's right or wrong. I haven't decided yet. And honestly, in my opinion, probably doesn't matter. But I feel like it's part of people trying to get justice where they feel they can do it. It's like this tangible justice they can attain. And so they go to brands and they go to different parts of creators that they know will kind of hurt them where it hurts. Hurt them where it hurts. You know what I mean? They will do that so that they can get some semblance of justice. Hit them where it hurts. Oh my God, sayings are hard.
I think it also though does play into like the more like cancel culture aspect of it where it's like, let's make her pay.
Yeah, well, it is. And they feel like they have a direct channel to that consequence.
I mean, and you do. And that's why you have to be careful as a content creator because you can't piss off your audience.
I know.
And bullshit them with these like straw man arguments and deflecting accusations against other people. And I have to say, I think I don't know about Blair. I don't know her life. But I think with a lot of these people, what happens is it's people that maybe had never really received that much validation before. And then they find this niche on the internet and suddenly they're receiving that validation tenfold and it's so empowering and they're like, I can do anything. And then it kind of boosts their ego too far. So they think like, oh my God, I've just been sitting on all this talent this whole time and no one knew. And now look at me. And
I completely agree with you. But also what the difference is I've talked about it on my like personal channel. I had my diva moment because I was not popular in school. Like I'm talking eating lunch in a bathroom stall type vibes. And then like being homeschooled my senior year because I could not deal with it. I had those times and then I became insanely popular on Vine very quickly. And I had a brief moment where I was kind of broken. Like I just was like, I think I'm amazing. Like, I think this is
because
everything.
It's like, it does fuck with your brain.
It does.
Like, that is not a normal thing for someone to experience.
And I've also experienced multiple creator friends go through that as well, to the point where I almost was like, I don't know that I like hanging around this person because they're kind of experiencing their diva moment. But if you are a decent person in your heart, you will always return to that. And if you are not a decent person in your heart, you will always return to that. I stand by that. I feel like all of my friends who were having their diva moments had their come to Jesus moment where they were like, oh, okay, I'm not shit actually, and I need to calm down.
I think there's other people that maybe hold more of a resentment for their earlier time when they didn't get that attention and that they're so like, I can't go back to that.
Maybe it's a little bit of that, but I think it's honestly just personality. Like your personality is going to be that regardless of anything. And I feel like Blair just is not a very nice person. I mean, me acting like I know anything about this person.
I know, really. We're doing like a full on like psychoanalysis.
I didn't even know her like 10 minutes ago.
I do think it's also crazy though, like with situations like this, for getting canceled for this kind of behavior versus like maybe, I don't know, if someone said the N-word, I'm not going to say I'm forgiving anyone for saying the N-word or anything, but like that, at least maybe someone could come forward and be like, I apologize. That was wrong. I'm changing. I'm not doing, like, I didn't understand how bad it was at the time and I've grown and I'm educating myself moving forward. In this kind of a situation, how do you explain being the type of person that made fake alternate accounts and went and shit talk? Like, that's so many levels of weird that it's not like you made one mistake. You made so many that all culminated and then you only are stopping because you got caught.
In this type of situation, how do you explain it when you currently believe that what you did was not wrong? Because that's what she thinks.
That's the other part of it is that like, when they won't apologize for anything, it's not even like they aren't taking like full accountability or change. Like, no, they literally are denying all of it.
I'm telling you, and I've come to realize with doing this podcast and covering so many different situations, there are some people whose brain is literally wired differently. There are people like us who believe everything we do is wrong and like we suck and we're like, oh fuck, like I fucked up.
I love that this isn't like, there's people like us that have this divine sense of justice. No, it's like, no, that we have done everything wrong and everything we do is shit.
That's literally how we think. Like we genuinely feel like everything we do is dog shit and other people have to tell us it's not. Like for us to believe them. Maybe that's not right, but whatever, that's how we are.
Sounds like some trauma behavior, but like then there's the so opposite side of the spectrum.
Dude, it is literally anything that is bad that they did being pointed out to them, if that was a sentence, is false. And that is not correct, and you need a cease and desist. How is that possible?
And not just false. It's that it's false, and then also this person's a pedophile.
Yes. And also, like, I need a lawyer, because that's how false you are. Like, hello?
And that this is serious enough that we need to all go to court. Like, are you fucking kidding? You're wasting everyone's time. You thought you stole, or someone stole a ripped paper technique.
Oh my God, I know. And I get being defensive about being, like, called out. Like, that sucks. And I understand that. But, like, you can't call a lawyer because you're mad that someone's saying the truth about something you did. Where does this end? Like, what's the most recent?
That tweet that she put out, and then finding out that it was like the next day we found out that she sent a cease and desist to Wonderstruck.
Oh, and then she just posted regular content like, hey, look at this MLM.
She's been posting regularly, totally. I actually looked, her views they used to get anywhere from 250 to 500,000 on a video, it looks like. Maybe closer to like 300,000. After they posted their exposed one, which got 1 million views, they have not broken 200. Oh yeah, the last ones are really not doing.
We say it every time. You can get attention in the moment for all this crazy shit, but people genuinely don't fuck with people like this. Like when you start seeing some fucked up crazy shit, especially when your channel is built on some sort of like judgment or like, justice, hey, we don't like this. Thing. Yeah, like justice. You're gonna have followers who do not fuck with this type of behavior. And the fact that you hid who you really were for as long as you did, you know, you lucked out, you gained a good following, but alas, you always come around and show who you are. Can you click on her most recent video, the PETA is anti-human, and see what the comments are like? Are they bad? Oh.
To stop PETA, why not threaten them with a cease and desist?
Oh, I didn't see that one. Oh my God, that's funny.
Maybe one day PETA will make a video about Illuminaughtii since they're both so good at ignoring their faults and how much they hurt others.
Oh my God.
It would be ironic if PETA puts Blair in a cease and desist for exposing them.
Oh my God. Dude, why did I not even think about that aspect of it? How are you going to send a cease and desist for exposing someone or someone exposing you when that's what you do on a daily basis?
Literally all the comments. PETA's doing better at handling controversy than Blair. They didn't even send a cease and desist letter for her.
Jeez Louise. Wow. I'm glad I now know what the fuck the Illuminaughtii situation is because I've been hearing about it.
I'm like, are you? I apologize. Fun. Oh, I also don't. Not that this matters at all, but I don't think I ever mentioned that she did actually apologize. This is the only time she's taken accountability for any of it, was for the original editing thing.
Oh, stop. What does it say? Oh, that's good.
And it was not publicly at first. She DM'd Legal Eagle and said, I want to reach out and apologize for my tweet yesterday. I was quick to protect my editors when they brought this info to me, and I overreacted. I've deleted the tweets. And they said, understood, thanks for the apology, and thanks for deleting. And she hearted it. She posted that on her Twitter later after she included it in her video, but he had posted it first. To my knowledge, that's the only accountability she's taken. It's for something that should have never been an issue to begin with. How great, though, is it that this all started with the editing thing and just like
I almost forgot about that.
Exactly, but that none of it would have happened. She brought it all on herself. Okay, well, speaking of menaces to society, one quick little cherry on top of this episode to end it, because you brought up the fucking Island Boys and now they won't go away.
No, bitch, you brought up, did I bring up the Island?
Yes!
Oh, I did. I thought you brought them up. I was gonna blame you, but no, it was me and their OnlyFans. I'm sorry, it was Alex James. I'm so dead at how many people went to their Twitter because you told them not to go to their Twitter and DM'd me. Literally, I had people DMing me like, I was not even gonna look until Lily said something. They went because you told them not to go, bitch. And now they saw their little slingy little weenie stretchy
I did see a few comments on the video saying, oh my God, Lily's comparison was so spot on, I can't unsee it. I'm like, you guys, scarred for life.
Editing it, I was crying laughing. Like genuinely, I was like, oh my God, because I went to their Twitter, and when I saw it, that was such an alarming wiener.
That is what it, because I literally was like, oh my God, doesn't it hurt?
What is it that you texted me that they were yanking it and you were concerned?
Anyway, they have been on my Twitter feed for luckily another reason. I've seen this for a while, but I thought it was a meme. I thought people were kidding. I didn't know anyone actually believed it. And now I've recently seen it a lot more, and people are tagging me in it because if you are unaware, I was researching Jeffrey Epstein for quite a long time, have hundreds and hundreds of papers of notes and scripts, and I'm going to eventually do a docuseries. So I know a lot about him. So when I saw this picture and people claimed that it was the Island Boys, I was like, first of all, like my brain just tried to start and do math, like to do the math and stuff. And I'm like, I don't even know if that would, like, aren't they only like 18 or something? Like, I feel like that wouldn't line up age-wise.
Oh my God. I'm looking at this picture now and it looks so fake.
Oh my God. I know. So
the lighting isn't consistent. Hello? Like what?
Instantly, I thought that was where I'm like, the age thing felt, I didn't do the math and I don't know what the age lineup would be, but it seemed off because Jeffrey Epstein has not been on his island in a very long time. So then the next thing I thought of was, in all my research, I'm very aware that Jeffrey Epstein's crimes, and this is it, like the reason I even tweeted about it was not just being like annoyed that people thought it was the Island Boys. It's that people are so quick to associate Jeffrey Epstein with just being a pedophile that they see him with kids and it's automatically like, oh, of course, look at him with kids. And I am absolutely not for 2 seconds defending Jeffrey Epstein. But his crimes weren't him molesting 9-year-old boys. His crimes were him trafficking like 15 to 19-year-old girls that could pass as 18 so he could bring them to parties and stuff and no one would even question it because they're like, oh, old rich dude and a young girl, that makes sense. And that is one of the main reasons sex trafficking is such a problem, is because people don't notice it when it is happening. So they see this and they're like, makes sense why the Island Boys are so fucked up. And I'm like, that is so not like, what are you talking about?
So they think those two boys in the front are the Island Boys.
Yes, these two. So not only, in my opinion, did it not look like them. Also, here, though, let me search, though, because the picture going around on Twitter is low quality, too. So you can't see their features as well.
The Island Boys are twins, and those two are completely not twins.
Literally, my tweet originally had typed was, not only are these two boys absolutely not twins, but they are definitely not the Island Boys. But I ran out of characters. Oh, God. And I've seen them do, like, creepy cameos where they're like making jokes about Ghislaine and Jeffrey, and it's like, here, insert here.
Hi, Ghislaine Maxwell. Jeffrey wants to thank you for all your help on the island. Please keep it quiet. Jeff is still getting massages up there. Heavenly. Jeff wants you to know that he's hanging in there. Jeff is an island boy. Oh, Jeff.
Then where's there? Good. Oh God, gross.
If you scroll on a picture of their wiener,
I know.
Ending the Zoom call.
So this is the quality of the picture that they're
quality.
Seeing. So people are like, oh my God, absolutely that's them.
Not the drama.
I was going to say, look who this tweet is from.
Fucking jump scare.
It took me 2 seconds to do a quick Google search on Island Boys Epstein original photo, to which I find that it is an AI generated photo on the Instagram of an AI artist that if you zoom in, not only are those boys not identical twins.
Not at all. Different heights, different hair color, different everything.
Yeah, like not even remotely. Also, look at Jeffrey Epstein's face. It's a bit odd. This picture, not that bad, but you can definitely tell it's not the Island Boys, and that's bullshit. Well, if you go to the next picture, which I actually didn't even see until I was pulling the link again today, there's this one. Oh my God, I need to send you on my phone so you can see the close-ups because I zoomed in. How fake and creepy this one. The kids all look like weird, like melted zombies. How alarming is that?
Not the one eye being
like, what's
closed.
going on?
He's keeping an eye out for Celine or that one.
Oh, and here's the close-up of the twins.
Not the slanted eye. Oh my God. I don't know if you could call yourself the AI artist king. This is what you're giving.
Right? And those are the twins close-up.
Oh my God.
Which are like so clearly not twins. And so just like, they don't look fake necessarily, but
they are in cahoots with Britney's people. This is the worst photoshopping I've ever seen.
All of it made me so mad. Like, I got triggered by it because of the whole sex trafficking thing, because it just pisses me off. But it's also just people believe anything.
They do. Honestly, sometimes my mom will text me things. She's like, can you believe this? I'm like, Mom, that's
Did you find it on Facebook?
Yeah, always on Facebook. I'm like, girl.
It's so funny though, because so many of the people that are on Facebook and that perpetuate stuff like this are so like, do your own research, get your own facts. And I'm like, it took me 2 seconds to find out that's an AI photo.
Oh man, the internet, it's a fun place, but those pictures are really funny.
The second one, I was like, holy shit, why would you even post this?
The eye like this. It's literally just a melted zombie. Like
it's like hills have eyes. Oh, and even there was a comment where someone said, curious to know if the beach scene in the background is AI generated or if it's a photo with the people generated over the top. I don't know much about technology. And the AI artist King responds, the whole thing is generated. Nothing in this picture is real. It's created with Midjourney, which is an AI thing. So we have confirmation. These photos are not real. And also, do you really think that pictures with Jeffrey Epstein with a bunch of young children would have just surfaced this year?
I feel like it's kind of comforting to know that AI hasn't come that far.
Honestly, it's funny you say that because I actually just saw a thread about, have you seen the Photoshop plugin now that they have that's the extender thing?
Oh, no.
So it's like if you had a picture where it's like, if this picture wasn't AI generated already and it was like cut off right here, there's like a box that comes up and you like extend the crop to like be further out and you say generate and you type in what you go add in the feet of this person or something like, or add snow in the background, add this, and it does it and it gives you like 4 options.
But you know that foot's gonna look like a fucking claw.
Well, some of them look amazing actually.
Really?
But I did see a Twitter thread that was going over a few of them and it was like some of the best ones that I've seen and it's really impressive, but someone pointed out from afar they look pretty good, but once you zoom in, they can't pass for real.
It's like this kind of looks decent from afar.
Exactly. Or if you like use lower quality. I mean, it is good now, but I think in like 2 years, then it's going to be like scary. But right now, it doesn't feel like it's necessarily as seamless as people are making it out to be.
We've talked about the one that came out for Premiere Pro, which is the editing software that we use. We saw this video that like cut everything and we were like, oh, hell yeah, we'll put out like 7 podcasts a week. No, it's still not. It's not that good. And it's not, we can't use it basically. It's not for what we do on this podcast, but like it's come a long way. However, the kid on the right, he's cursed and I'm over it. This was an interesting episode. I feel like I'm gonna hate when I watch this back. I'm like, oh my God, trigger it all over again.
Keep it all in.
You know me, I do be cutting it out.
I know, it's just all so, it's weird how relevant it is and how it's like, oh wow, this is really like a person, it's like a personality that has been copy and pasted a few times.
It is. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. That is all we have for you today. And happy Friday. Forgot.
Yeah. I'm like, is it Friday? Yes. Cool.
It is.
Cheers.
Hopefully when you're
watching
watching
another
this.
episode without spilling.
We love you. Thank you so much. If you made it to the end, we appreciate you. And we will see you on Monday, per usual. Look at us on schedule. Bye.
Bye.